Am I the asshole for uninviting a fellow school mom and her daughter to my daughter's party? So my daughter, alias Mara, is having a birthday party this Sunday, and a friend, alias Zena, that she regularly speaks about and is always playing with whenever it's pickup time, is having hers on the Saturday. The child in question's mother and I have been on decent terms, but it's still preschool, so we all have our feelers out. I would have thought my daughter would be invited to Zena's party, but I found out through another mum that Zena was having a party a day before ours. For context, I sent out invites the same day, exact date being January 7th. She did, according to another mum, but I only got a response from her a day later stating that she and Zena would be there and that they are excited. Don't get me wrong, she absolutely has every right to invite who she wants to her daughter's birthday party. But I know my daughter speaks very fondly of Zena, and when compiling a list of friends to invite, her name would regularly make it to the top. The only problem for me is that my daughter is incredibly sensitive and very intuitive. I don't know how she'd take it hearing at her own party that all her friends were at Zena's party literally the day before. So I gave Zena's mum these exact reasons, and she agreed on the phone, but has since launched a smear campaign with all the other mums bad-mouthing me. Some of them are in support, some aren't. I don't know. I'm here to find out from the broader community, am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole for getting upset with my girlfriend's sister for touching food with her feet? I, 19 male, went to my girlfriend's 19 female house for the first time, and after meeting her family, we decided to watch a movie in the basement with her little sister, who's around 10 to 12. I had no problem with that, and we were watching a pretty PG movie, so it wasn't an issue. But halfway through the movie, we ordered some pizza, and we had it on a plate on the coffee table. We were just eating slices one by one, and then I realized her sister was resting her feet on table, barefoot, and her feet were touching the pizza. It's not like she was just skimming it. I mean, she practically had her entire foot leaning against the top of the pizza. I found this really weird and was avoiding eating the slices she touched, but ended up eating it anyways because I didn't want to make a scene. Afterwards, I talked to my girlfriend about this, and she said that I was being dramatic, and it's not a big deal. It escalated after that, and we got into an argument. I would understand if her sister was a toddler or a very young child, but she seems old enough to know that you shouldn't be touching others' food, especially with your feet. So I just want to know, am I the asshole for getting upset/angry about this?
Am I the asshole for implying my uncle ended his wife's career? My uncle's wife was an actress. Her parents were actors, with her dad being very accomplished and successful for his time. She and her sister became actresses, but retired/changed careers. I watched some of the shows she was in, and I was stunned when I learned my uncle was going out with her and then married her. I've spoken to her several times and am on good terms with her. Recently, I paid them a visit. She wasn't in, so I spoke with my uncle. I visited for New Year's, and because I wanted to show them a video of an album she did when she was 16 that I found online. It was her singing popular songs from the time. She never became a singer, but she sounded amazing in it. The video, at the same time, did feel a bit poignant. It felt like an image of who she was/what she could have been, and what her parents wanted for her. My uncle agreed that she sounded lovely, and joked whether she should have done that instead of acting. He then sarcastically joked that maybe she chose wrong and could have been minted. These remarks annoyed me. I felt like he doesn't really appreciate the talent she had and how much she sacrificed for their marriage. I challenged him and asked hypothetically where he thought she would be if she never met him. He was puzzled and guessed maybe still acting or settled with someone else. For some context, my uncle was a big farmer, and that profession is really labor-intensive. She had to help him with the physical tasks, doing the books, side jobs, and then they had kids, and that put the final nail in her acting career. I pointed out how there is a correlation in her taking on less acting roles, and when she met him and how having to help him with the farm obviously contributed to her quitting. He was annoyed and replied, "It's been nearly 30 years since she quit, and that it's a bit late for that insight." He didn't address my point. I said I'm not judging him, just that she did sacrifice a lot for him. She told me before she was offered the chance to audition for a major movie in the 90s that she now loves, but declined due to her relationship and not wanting to travel abroad. I told him this, and again he refused to acknowledge the point, repeating it was so long ago and asserting that she was done with acting at that point. He then asked me to wait for her to return and tell her this insight and see what she thinks. I was a bit freaked out as it came across as on the spot, and I could tell it was getting under his skin, so I apologized and changed the topic and left shortly after. Later, his wife phoned me, and she took his side based on whatever spin he told her, saying I was being judgmental. I just agreed because I didn't want to escalate this, so I quickly changed the topic to the album, and the rest of the call went normally. I think my uncle is acting extremely petty and insecure. I'm not judging him or vilifying him. I just want him to understand how much she sacrificed for their marriage.
Am I the asshole for not allowing my fiancé's family dictate my baby's life before it's even born? My fiancé, 26 male, and I, 27 female, have been engaged since the 16th of December 2025. Being of African culture, he made his way to my home to negotiate lobola, bride price, and all went well. I've met my soon-to-be sister-in-law way before us getting engaged. She was kind, welcoming, and seemed to be loving. Fast forward to the 30th of December 2025, I fly back to Gauteng from Eastern Cape to be with my fiancé. The next day, we get an invite from my fiancé's mum for a New Year's Day lunch on the 1st of January, and we accept. That same day, my fiancé took me to the hospital because I had a bad case of the flu, and he didn't like that I wasn't getting much better. During that doctor's consultation, we find out that we're pregnant and are 5 months pregnant. I guess I'm one of the lucky ones who didn't get any morning sickness or grow much of a stomach. On the day of the lunch, we break the news to his mum and sister, and they're so excited and happy for us. They mention a few traditional things, like the mum giving the baby its first name. My fiancé shuts that conversation down and tells them it's up to him and I what we name the baby, and we won't be doing that. Later, I'm helping his sister prepare the food in the kitchen, and she mentions a baby shower and / gender reveal for us. I tell her my sisters and friends might throw me one after I break the news to them, and she tells me that's so great and that I'm lucky to have them to do that for me. She also mentions me getting her in contact with whoever will be planning it once I know, so that she can be a part of it. I tell her no problem, and we end that conversation. Fast forward 2 days ago, my fiancé and I go for an anatomy scan to find out the gender of the baby and also find that everything is still going well with the pregnancy. The doctor writes down the gender in an envelope and closes it up for us, and we decide to take the envelope to my eldest sister for safekeeping. We both share how the appointment went with our family. Mine takes it well. They don't question anything. His side of the family, however, go off. His sister tells him that she feels like we shouldn't have given the envelope to my sister and that she's the aunt of the child, Dad's side specifically, and that she feels like we're excluding her from our child. She ropes in their mum, and now even his mum is going off on him, telling him that she should be the one to have been given the envelope, and she would be the one to tell us the gender of the baby, also to remember that I'm married into their family, and that since I'm a part of their family now, I can't decide on stuff like this and have them go along with it, without discussing it with them first. Right now, as I'm writing this post, his mum has since blocked him and told him that she'd be withdrawing herself from his life and that he can do what makes him happy. His sister is riding that train like crazy, telling him that it's always been them three together. So am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole for disinviting a friend to my birthday after she showed me the food she was bringing? So basically, 17 female, am having my 18th at my house. It's just a dinner with my closest friends. I told everyone they may bring food if they like, but I'm going to doing little cooking, like some barbecue food, and then ordering pizza. My guy friend, Ryan, asked if he can bring a mutual friend we have, Emily, since they're dating now. I told him yes, sure, because he was going to leave early anyway. She offered to make food, and I told her that would be really nice, but she didn't have to. She insisted. I made a group chat of people coming, and I invited Emily to it. I sent a message talking about when to come, to wear whatever. An important thing in the message was about allergies. I have a friend coming with a really serious nut allergy. I've never seen them have a reaction, but I've been told it gets pretty bad. I wrote in the message to triple check your food doesn't have nuts and to be aware of cross-contaminating. Everyone read the message. Some replied. Emily did a thumbs up on the message. Last night, me and Emily were talking, and she mentioned the food she made. I told her to show me a picture, and it was a cake. The cake looked like something my mom had made before, and it contained nuts. I asked if it had nuts, and she said yes, but not a lot, and my friend could just not eat the cake. I told her I'd rather she just didn't bring it. She then got mad and said she'd gone through the trouble of making the cake, so she's bringing it or she isn't coming. I told her then she's not coming, because I was clear about my friend's allergy and even cross-contaminating was asked to be checked, so why would I allow her to bring a whole cake? She said it was disrespectful to disinvite her and that she's Ryan's girlfriend. If he's going, she's going. I told her no, it's my party and I didn't want her there anymore because she was acting like a child. She stopped texting me, but then I got a call from Ryan saying I was being a massive dick and she spent ages on the cake. I said I don't care if it took her 2 whole weeks to make the goddamn cake. I was specific from the beginning on what you could bring and couldn't. The only thing you couldn't bring was something with nuts. I asked if she's incompetent of reading and comprehension and if she really doesn't know any other cake recipe. He said I was being a bitch and hung up on me. Ryan is telling everyone him and Emily are not attending because I called them names and rejected Emily's cake. A lot of friends, mostly ones not coming to the party, are saying it was slack to let her make something and then uninvite her because of what she made, and she put effort in that cake for my birthday. There's only 3 people saying I'm not an asshole, and one of them is my friend with the nut allergy. My party is tomorrow, and I kind of want perspective on this before then. Am I the asshole?
Also, his financial crisis is entirely his fault. He spent money he didn't fully have yet. He quit his job. He bought toys instead of securing his family's future. That's not on me, but I can't sleep. My brother won't speak to me. Half the family has taken his side. His youngest is 7, and she sent me a drawing last week of our family, and I'm scribbled out in black marker. Am I the asshole for not giving up my inheritance?